still a lot of construction going on. You can see, however, as you enter the new part of the church, this is what you'll be greeted with. We're standing right at the main entrance where it has a portico over it. You can see Worship Center number 2, or the West Worship Center, or the chapel, whatever you'd like to call it. The entrance is on the right. The plywood that you see above the door there will have a Bible verse on it. As you can see, the ceilings aren't quite completed yet, and of course there are some cables hanging down and so forth, but you can get a feel for what you would see. As you look over to the right here, you'll see actually 3 doors. The center one is kind of hidden by the pillar there, and you can also see into the worship center. So let's take a walk over toward the fellowship center first and see what that looks like. This is the main entrance to the new fellowship center. You can see the large windows on the end going from the floor to the ceiling that look out over the pond. Straight ahead of us you can see the serving windows and so forth for the new kitchen, and you can see the ceiling is quite high in this room, and it connects to the old fellowship center to make a new one. So let's walk down here and take a look at that. This is where the glass windows used to be that were actually the east end of the building, and you can see they've been removed and the pillars have been drywalled. And behind the plastic is the current worship center, or the current fellowship center rather. So if we kind of pan around here again, we can see the kitchen. We can see that there's a large door there on your right that leads to the stairway that goes downstairs and also to more office space. And then we can also see out the windows, of course. Now if we turn around and we walk toward the new worship center, we can see a few of the features here. There are 3 doors. This is the left door. You can see there are windows around the door. Then there's a window, another door, another window, and finally the 3rd door. Let's take a look inside the worship center. If you stand at the entrance to the new worship center, we'll kind of pan around here. You can see the side windows on the north side, and then of course windows in the corner. And directly in front of us, the area where the platform will be. The 2 large rooms on either side of that center window are the chambers for the pipe organ pipes. There's some more work that needs to be done there. On the right-hand side, you'll see another set of windows. In front of those windows in that corner is where the choir is going to be sitting. We'll step up there in just a minute. And in front of them, between them and the congregation, will be the console for the new pipe organ. What you're seeing here up close are the wooden panels that will be suspended from the ceiling above the platform, and they will provide the ability for this room to operate choir and organ with very little amplification. There's a very large stack of them here. We'll get another view of those in just a second. They will actually go up just below the steel girders that you see in the ceiling here. With the lighting here, it's a little difficult to get a good shot of that. You can also see that the large heating and cooling pipes that go from the front to the rear of the worship center have also been installed, or at least partially. Just a little better view of the corner where the choir is going to be sitting, and the right-hand pipe organ chamber. If we pan around, we can see some other features of the room here. You can see that some of the painting has already been done. And as we look around to the back, we can see what the back wall looks like. You notice that the back wall isn't flat. It's actually made up of a number of segments of drywall in several different colors. There's the center entryway. And all of that helps improve the acoustics of the room. Sidewalls have a similar approach. It isn't quite as obvious, but each one of them has, where the color changes, actually has a step in about 6 or 8 inches. So there are no parallel surfaces in this room whatsoever, except for the floor and the ceiling, and they really aren't parallel either. The ceiling actually has a number of different angles to it. This is one of the chambers where the pipes of the pipe organ are going to go. We're standing right up next to it as though we were on the platform here. It's about 10 or 11 feet wide and 10 or 11 feet deep. And it's 27 feet tall. And the people that are doing the pipe organ right now are telling us they're going to use all 27 feet of it. And it's going to be quite a large instrument when it's installed. So if we turn around, this is what the view would look like from the platform. You can see the back wall there. And the congregation, of course, there'll be 3 aisles, one on each side and one down the middle. Over on the left-hand side, you'll see a door here, and that's where the sacristy and choir robing room and so forth will be behind there. Right about to the left in this shot of the door is where the console for the organ will go, and carillon console, and the platform that will be where we're standing right now will be about 2 feet above the floor. And there'll be a choir rail, a communion rail rather. These are a couple of sections of the 36-inch pipe that you see in the overhead right now. This is special pipe that has a liner on the inside of it. It's metallic, but it also has a layer of insulation in between the 2 metal surfaces. This will help considerably in lowering the heating and air conditioning noise in the room. You might be able to hear it. You hear a little bit of a resonance in the room. This room has a very nice sound to it from a resonance standpoint. There are no echoes, but just a nice solid 2-second resonance, which is what it was designed for. You can see the windows actually are still covered over with plastic from the painters. There's a little bit more painting to do in here. The other thing that we did is, you see that little hole right above the door there? That's where the projector for the video system will shine through, just like in an old-fashioned movie theater. The projector will actually be outside of the room, which again will help lower the amount of noise. So that's about the end of this tour. We're up in the front in one of the corners of the worship space, looking out the window over the pond and the construction that's going on out here. Plan right now is to do some work on the pond and of course clean up the piles of dirt and so forth and get some landscaping done. That will come, of course, as time goes on. So thank you very much for spending a few minutes listening to this, and hope you have a great day.